Ireland, a country that after a 5-year non-qualification streak and having the reputation as one of the worst countries in Eurovision over the past decade, managed to surprise Europe and send one of the most exciting and well-produced performances of all time. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only, the royalty, Bambie Thug. After last year's success, all Eurofans were certain that it will be the beginning of Ireland's golden era in the contest.
If only that was true.
After years and years of mediocrity and shite and abhorrent entries, the stars were aligned for Ireland to shine for yet another year. So we thought, but did that happen? That's what we're going to be discussing today, and you're not gonna like the answer to that.
You silly cunt.
And with that, we're going to be discussing some other questions, such as why was I, out of all people, at Eurosong this year, how I almost got kicked out of the RTE studio, and why I think Ireland is seeing possibly the biggest downgrade in Eurovision history. Hello, hi, witają, dobro došli. It's your boy, Gorum, and welcome back to a new episode of ours. I have a quick question. How do I pronounce hello in Irish? Ask Guelgo.
It's for singular.
It's just the one country in it.
It's Dia
Dia Kiev. Dia Kiev.
Well, no.
Shite! And a big Dia Kiev era.
Just as sweet as St. Lucia.
To all Irish mates watching this, hello, you're very welcome here.
I'm coming, and before you come, you scream.
In today's lovely episode, we will be talking about Ireland and their entry for this year's Eurovision, Emmy, with the song Like a Party. Of course, we're going to be talking about the song, if I can even call it a song. But most importantly, we're going to be talking about Eurosong 2025, because if you watched RTE live on the night of the national final, the Irish national final, you have probably seen me. You have probably noticed me doing my dumbass cunty features face. You're welcome.
10.
We'll be talking about my experience at the show, literally the most random crossover, I know, but I'll tell you everything about that and how I actually got there, how I felt about all aspects of the show, and my thoughts on each song. I mean, there are only 6, so it's not like we're going to be here for 3 hours.
You're a slag and a liar.
And we will be wrapping up this long video with my thoughts on whatever the fuck the Irish public picked to represent them this year, because I have many thoughts and opinions that buckle up, because it's gonna be a journey.
Truth of the matter is, you and you know you.
We're going to be going, of course, over our usual things. The musical aspect, the lyrics, the message, the performance, doing a slight little prediction of how it will perform in May, and of course, ranking it using the good old Gorum Eurovision formula, which we all know, love, trust, and adore.
Okay, compliment season.
And of course, this wouldn't be a Gorum video without me getting mad and angry about everything and anything for 30 to 40 minutes.
And that is the truth of the matter.
So keep in mind that all I'm about to say is subjective, even though we all already know I'm the realest of them all. The realest of them all, the realest of them all.
Beyond abysmal.
Before diving right into it, I'm of course going to remind you to subscribe. If you want to be a part of our wondrous and joyful journey in the Gorum Mental Asylum, you can join it. And we have a lot of fun. You can of course like the video, but you already know the deal, so just like subscribe.
No.
Eurosong. Oh boy, arguably one of the worst national finals that exist, or
What a bitch.
more like it was like that up until like last year. Eurosong is the annual national final that Ireland uses to select their entries for Eurovision. What makes it different from other national finals is that it's not a standout national final, meaning it's not a separate show.
I look at them and I just think this is so sad.
It's a very special episode of The Late Late Show, which for all of you that don't know what's happening in Ireland, basically The Late Late Show is an Irish late night chat show, which is quite popular in the country.
Bloody cares! Boring!
If you have ever watched it, you would know it is done in a very, very, very small studio because, of course, it's a chat show. It's not a fucking Melody Festival in format type of production.
Thank God.
With no proper stage. Yeah, the sound mixing is not great. It's just all very budget. It's not appropriate format for a musical competition that a national final should be. However, this year something unusual happened. Something scandalous, something outrageous. I couldn't bear to stand in my house in the Netherlands and watch this national final while crying due to the awful sound mixing. I had to take matters into my own hands. I came to Ireland. I came to RTE Studio House. I came to Eurosong 2025. Yes, I was in fact present at the national final. You might be like, what the friggity frick frack were you doing there? Well, some of my closest friends ever are Irish and are Eurovision fans, and the gorgeous and proud nation of Ireland holds a dear and a very special place in my heart, in my sad hole of a heart.
Don't talk shite!
I'm in Ireland every 2 to 3 months at this point, and this year I had the opportunity to go to Eurosong as well. Massive shout out, by the way, we have to start with that, to Adam, who is one of the co-hosts of Instead We Made a Pod, the ESC Phoenix podcast. He's such a close friend of mine. And thanks to him, I got the opportunity to acquire an invitation to the Late Late Show to watch Eurosong this year. Check their podcast out, by the way. Great old time. They're lovely people. Him and MJ, love them both to death. Again, some of my closest friends ever.
Alright.
I packed my official apparel, my 15 boxes of Slavic cigarettes, and off to the country of Eurovision winners I went. It was the 7th of February, the wretched day of Eurosong 2025. A cold Dutch winter morning. But I caught my train.
Oh, the train! I love the train!
I just arrived at the shockingly terrifying and freezing Eindhoven airport. I mean, going to Eindhoven airport is a tragedy of its own, and
that is the truth of the matter.
before I knew it, bam, I was on a Ryanair flight to the land of the leprechauns and hatred for all things English. Dublin, the capital of Gingerland, Ireland. I rushed to find my friends who I just mentioned, and of course I got lost. This happens to me every time I go to Dublin. This airport is so confusing. Why is it so... Anyways, this is not a rant about Dublin airport.
I'm telling you too much about my personal life.
And yeah, before I knew it, me and Instead We Made a Pod bitches code ESC Phoenix, we were on our way to get changed and to prepare ourselves mentally for the suffering we were about to undergo watching whatever the fuck national final that was. I quickly and swiftly smoked a pack while putting on my favorite color of clothes, of course, funeral black, we all know this, and painting my face, as usual, geisha white. I had to scare the Westerners, of course, what else? Anyways, me, ESC Gabriel,
Subscribe to ESC, got him.
friends and enemies, all of us were on a party bus.
Your favorite color compared to the others is Tuesday.
En route to the crew RTE headquarters.
What is that sign? Oh, please.
There, go.
What a mess.
I just know that that driver that drove us to the RTE studio hated his job in life at that very moment.
I'm not enjoying it. I'm not. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Anyhow, we sang, we cheered, we ich komme, our ich komme.
When you come, I'm coming with you.
And before we knew it, we were there, at the dreaded RTE studio, a place of mysteries, enveloped in sinister energy, a place where Eurovision crimes against humanity are committed every single year. Before I knew it, I was there, sat front and center with my squad. and a wild ESC gay vlogging every cough in the room.
So on that side, I wouldn't crop it at the bottom. Leave it at the bottom. Okay.
Something I didn't do because I'm a fraud and a liar and I was so embarrassed and... I'm just a boy. I just couldn't do it. It's like, maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Now let's talk about all of the acts of the show, following the timeline of the night and the Eurosong running order. Before discussing the songs, the production. My god, that studio is tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And hence the quality was not great at all. And to be fair, all acts sounded great live in the studio. Everything sounded amazing. I was like, oh my god, everybody can sing.
If only that was true.
However, on TV, completely different story, but we will talk about that a bit later on. Let's hit it off with the first act of the night. That was Adgy with Run Into the Night. Okay, such a sweet guy. I kind of feel bad for bombing his interview with my dumbass cameo. Actually, I don't at all.
Heart and soul, really.
I think this was a great opener. I like how it was staged and I thought Adgy sounded great. The problem is the song is just a little bit too weak. It's not really competitive in the context of a national final or Eurovision for that matter.
You are grounded.
It is a nice radio track, but yeah. The thing is, Ivan Klimenko, who is a very popular Ukrainian producer who produced Teresa and Maria, he produced a part of this entry. When I heard this, I was like, oh, whatever Ivan Klimenko does, it's very distinctly Ukrainian.
Alyona.
And I was like, how is this gonna work? I cannot tell what he produced. It doesn't sound like an Ivan Klimenko song at all. But anyways.
Talk about something different.
Adgy, amazing. Love him.
I love that!
Adgy, I got him behind you. Sadly, he finished 6th. I think this was very predictable. I think we all saw this coming, but we all felt very bad for him. Because again, he's such a sweet guy and such a good performer. It was a shame that his song was just not up to par.
This was boring.
Moving on to the second act of the night, it was Bobbi Arlo with the song Powerplay. This was my second favorite of the night. Of course, she did say on her social media that she wasn't feeling very great and that her voice was not doing great.
Oh my gosh.
And we were all dreading this, not because we dislike her or anything, quite the opposite, but because the vocal thing made us all petrified about how this was going to sound. And I do have to say, live in the studio, sounded great.
I love it. I love it.
Didn't sound bad at all. And even to the point that we were just like looking at each other and we were like, oh, did she lie about being sick just in case she fumbled the vocal? On TV, yeah, watching it back the next day, I was like, yeah, clearly she relied on those backing vocals a lot. And my god, what is wrong with RTE? What were those camera angles? Absolutely abhorrent, made no sense.
Beyond abysmal.
The thing is, the panel praised her so much that we were certain that she was gonna take it, but she just ended 3rd, which is a damn shame because she had a great momentum. And to be fair, before voting came around, we were sure that this was Bobbi's to lose, but
Got him. Bobbi.
Sadly she only got 3rd place. Such an incredibly sweet artist. I hope she comes back, even though I don't think she is going to. I did speak to her about this. We still love her. Then, the 3rd act of the night was Reylta with the song Fire. This, before the show, was my joint winner with Powerplay.
What?
Look, the song is not amazing, it lacks in certain parts and it's a bit of a slow burner in terms of the choruses. While I
Where's the chorus? There's no chorus.
really like the verses, and that's the thing that is weird about this song, because usually in terms of Eurovision songs, the chorus is the strong part and the verses are the weaker part, but this is the complete opposite with this song. Live in the studio, I really liked it. I thought the visuals were great, especially those backing violinists. They looked amazing with the straw hats.
It was sex appeal.
But on TV, watching it back, not memorable at all.
Meh.
Also, I'm not a fan of her attitude and personality, and it all seems very opportunistic to me with her signing that petition last year, but enough on that. She got what was coming her way. Fourth act of the night was Samantha Mumba with the song My Way. Oh god, it is time to talk about Samantha Mumba, or also known as Samumba. Literally, whenever I think about this woman, I just remember how I just randomly started calling her Samumba the night before I went to Dublin for no reason. And how right before she got interviewed at Eurosong, she sat right next to our table and this lunatic Adam just shouted, "Samantha!" She turns around and she sees me. We lock in eyes. And I'm like, this is Samumba. Anyways, I bombed her interview as well with my Babadook ass face.
We connect to the song and the performance.
Listen, no one wanted this to win, aside from the juries, and I think that those 4 points from the Irish public speak volume of how much the Irish public did not want this song to represent them.
This is the worst song she's ever put out.
Again, in the studio, it sounded okay, maybe shaky, but not more than that.
There's more? Okay.
When I watched this, the day after the show, oh my god, what happened? Literally have no idea what happened. It sounded terrible. Terrible. In terms of the performance, actually, my second favorite performance of the night.
You're joking.
I liked the Irish tap dancing, but again, it can be seen as a gimmick to some. To me, it doesn't read like a gimmick. It does read as like desperate last attempts to secure the win. Nonetheless, I enjoyed the performance. It just sounds so disjointed. Like, the problem is the song, and I mean the vocals, but like originally the song, it just sounds so disjointed and messy.
Not for me.
There is no coherent structure to the song. Same goes with the lyrics. Everything is just so... What is happening right now? Nobody has a clue. I genuinely thought she had it in the bag after the international jury voted. All day, I was telling everyone, Samantha is gonna win. Samumba is taking it. You know that, right? She almost did, and to be fair, I would have preferred this over whatever the fuck won. But more on that later. Also, I heard she likes aubergines from somewhere. Samumba, thank you for being a messy diva. Not everyone has the nerve to call someone a fool this way, but you do. I do too, and I love that for you, so I'm a fan of yours now. Then the fifth act of the night was Niyl with the song Growth. Listen, this was my winner of the night. My jaw stayed dropped on the floor for the entirety of this performance. His voice, first of all, insane. Just ridiculously good. It's insane. He opens his mouth and something flows. So fucking ridiculously good.
I love that!
No, I
Like, what the actual fuck was that? To be fair, his song was not on my radar from the get-go based on like the studio tracks. Yes, I did enjoy it. It was something different, but I did not expect for it to be so brilliant live in the national final. The thing I do have a problem with in this performance is the styling.
So let's kick it off and talk about the styling. We have none.
Don't like it at all. If he wanted to keep that meshy, grungy vibe, he should have just went with all black. It was just a bit much with the red, and I did not mind the dancers at all. I know the panel had a problem with it. Wasn't really arsed.
I really don't give a fuck.
I thought after the performance ended, for a split second, that we might get a surprise win with this one.
Tic-tac-toe. A winner.
But in the end, he was so undeservingly robbed by those fucking juries.
You don't know anything.
At least the televote appreciated him and gave him 10 points. I really hope he's gonna come back and give it another shot. He did say that he would do it again, and I think he should. I think he would have brought something very unique to the contest, and I'm feeling very sad because I really did want him to represent Ireland. I'm a joke is what I am. Last, and should have been definitely least, we have Act 6. the devil's number. Emmy with the song Like a Party. Okay, I'm going to reserve all of my thoughts on this train wreck of a song for a bit later. But the way I was the only person in that studio that did not cheer a single time for this was insane.
What the fuck is happening to this country?
I was so mad. You cannot even imagine. The funniest part is Gabe, who was almost sat next to me, looked me in the eyes, and he saw that I was seconds away from trashing the RTE studio and just exploding in a violent cloud of a rage. So what he did was he reaches over, immediately grabs me by the arms, and he's just like squeezing and shaking.
Don't fuck with me.
He's staring me with blood in his eyes, being like, got him. If you mess up my video, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You cannot get us kicked out of the studio.
Can't you ever have a friendly evening? Can you not do that?
I hope this description of what happened paints the perfect picture of how mad I was.
I was sharpening my knife.
If someone went to a lab and created a song with the sole purpose of pissing me the fuck off, and for me to hate it a lot, it would be this. This is death to me.
Someone take my coat. I'm about to get ready.
Most people are saying this was the best performance of the night. I do not think that this was the best performance of the night. I think Niyl was better, was the best one by a mile.
And that is the truth of the matter.
This song, this performance, this is so childish, so stupid to me. Whenever I hear the first 2 seconds of the song, I just know what's coming, and I just want to take my ear and rip it off my head. Yeah, we will discuss this song in a second, even though I would rather jump off my window than talk about this joke of a song. But to wrap up this part of the video, my final verdict on Eurosong 2025.
I'm out.
Here's the thing, this national final was not bad at all, which is why I'm so upset by the outcome of it. If it was just bad and I didn't care about it, or Ireland's performance at Eurovision at that, I wouldn't have reacted so explosively and still be bothered by Emmy's win.
You're a nasty bitch of a girl.
Was the production of the show bad? Yes, it was. We would keep being in this state if Eurosong stays within the Late Late Show format? Yes, most definitely. Was there an improvement compared to 2023? Yes, definitely. If the Irish broadcaster wants to do well, I think that the solution is separating Eurosong from the Late Late Show. They need to be separate. Eurosong needs to be its own show with proper production and, most importantly, proper sound mixing. My God, I'm begging you.
And that is the truth of the matter.
This year's Eurosong, incredible range of songs and artists, all that hype only for a song that does not require a lot of staging or vocal abilities to outshine everyone and win. Because trust, if the production was better and the artist had more to work with, Emmy would not have won.
I've said what I came to say.
Please, for the love of God, get rid of that international jury. Disband it immediately. Who thought it was a nice idea to get output from people in San Marino? San Marino, that has qualified only 3 times ever. What?
It's a mess!
Now let's move on to something I do not look forward to. Analyzing the Irish entry for this year's Eurovision. Emma with Laika shite. Okay, let's start this shit off by talking about the musical aspect of the song, the sonical aspect. This is the most AI-generated song that has been ever selected for Eurovision.
It was done by AI.
It is catchy for people that like trash, that's for sure. I don't like anything in terms of the musicality of the song. I hate this cookie cutter, boring, lame Scandinavian electro pop ass beat and sound.
Just sounds like something I would hear at Dance Melody Grand Prix.
Of course this was an MGP reject. It sounds like it. Awful. burn it, old maiden type of feel. It's just...
Old maiden type of shoes.
I think the only way for me to be able to ever enjoy this song is if I actually get lobotomized. That's the only way. I just cannot. This is abysmal. This is absolutely abysmal.
Beyond abysmal.
That's all I have to say about the sonical aspect of it. Let's get on to the lyrics. If you don't know, Gorum is known for talking about lyrics and hyper fixating on them.
I love it. I love it.
Let's just dive into them because the lyrics of this song are just beyond comprehensible. All we know is that she saved the world. She didn't. The only reason why she was sent in space was because the Soviets wanted to claim that we sent the first animal in space. That's it. Rocket going high, then they say goodbye. She still wonders why, but she loves to fly. She did not love to fly. She died a slow, scary and painful death alone in space. Also, awful rhyming. Rhyming why with fly and goodbye with high. I need to get high on Tina to be able to listen to this shite. She has a party in the air and always will. She didn't have a party in the sky. She never will. She died of hypothermia. I hope Laika is alive. She isn't alive. She died in space of hypothermia. She still wonders why, but she loves to fly.
Girl, what the fuck is you talking about?
Like a party in the sky. I hate this pun.
I'm out.
I hate this pun.
I am out.
Laika, because of the name of the dog, Laika. Why does it have to be about Laika? Can it not be about like a random furry pink animal? It's a joke anyways. Why does it have to be Laika? I don't have a problem with her talking about Laika, but it's just such a joke.
Such a bad song. It's a bad staging. It's a bad
There is nothing serious about this. And of course, not every song has to be serious. Here's my thing. I just don't like joke songs, ever. And this is a joke song, and I don't care what people say.
And that is the truth of the matter.
For some it may be catchy, but that doesn't negate the fact that it's still a joke song. This is such a joke entry that it's actually pissing me off. The worst part is, she's being so serious about this, and I would give kudos to her being like, okay, she won with the joke song, whatever, haha, funny.
You silly cunt.
I wouldn't, but like the pure fact that she's being serious about this song, being like, this is the saddest party song ever.
I hope like I never died and that she's been surrounded still.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Please. What the hell? Let's move on to the next section before I freak the fuck out. How can it be improved?
So let's kick it off and talk about the styling. We have none.
Here's the thing. Here's some constructive criticism. Change the graphics behind you. They do not complement the song because the graphics look AI generated. The song feels like it's AI generated. Everything is just AI about this.
You're kidding me.
Please change the staging. If you want to talk about Laika, at the end, why not include like a message, like a VHS type of message or like a retro like message from her that's like either a drawing or an animation of her winking or something.
Or whoever's behind this.
Because these graphics of like AI looking cats not cutting it,
Done.
they will appeal to like the younger audiences, which we know. Younger audiences that will force their parents to vote for this, they are secured. The thing is, we're trying to make people vote for this more, just like ordinary people, to make them vote for this. Fix the staging, please. It can be improved a little.
His name is Marvin Dietman. He has done some Eurovision staging before.
You know what? My prayers are going to start now.
The song, beyond saving. Message, lyrics cannot be salvaged.
Such a bad song. It's a bad staging. It's a bad. I look at them and I just think this is so sad.
What you can salvage is the performance. You might be able to crack some more televote points if you work on the staging.
It is tragedy.
With that in mind, perfect transition to how it will perform in May, aka a little bit of a prediction. This is in semi-final 2 first half. UK is voting. Other countries which are friendly to Ireland in terms of voting are there. Also, this song does not need diaspora voting because the semi-finals are now televote only. Thank you. Now songs like this have the opportunity to go to the final over some actual nice songs. Thank you again, EBU. Great decision.
I'm not gonna take this! You cannot do this!
See, the thing is, if there were juries in the semi-finals, this wouldn't make it. Dead on arrival. Now with the televote only, this is making the final. See, the thing is, there are songs, and we will talk about Latvia in a different video, but like, if this makes the final, and a perfect package, good song of substance, like Latvia doesn't, Euroclub will be terrorized by me.
9/11.
So, prediction, making the final. Okay, I think before I say something very offensive about this woman that I do not know,
He's a bitch!
I think it's a perfect time to move on to the ranking of the song according to the Gotham Eurovision formula.
And that's the only...
Let me tell you what the criteria are. We're going to be ranking it based on message, lyrics, musical value, originality and authenticity, potential, and last but not least, the most important one, the Niyl wow factor. So let's get right into it. Message of this song, 0 out of 10. This is not a good message. There is no message. Lyrics, 2 out of 10. Musical value, 3 out of 10. It is produced okay-ish, that I can admit, that's why it's a 3. Originality and authenticity, I give this a 1. Only because nobody would ever dare to touch the subject of Laika, a dog that fucking died in space, other than this.
Lord help me, please hold my tongue, don't let me say no bad words.
Not very authentic even like in terms of musicality and like sonically, because it does sound like an MGP reject. It does sound like that. Clock that T.
Listen, boo, you can shake your head all you want.
Potential, I cannot lie. 6 out of 10 because it will make the final. Can it compete for top 10? No. Can it compete for the win or top 5? No. Can it compete for like top 20? Possibly a big stretch? Maybe.
Some people have to fill the lower ranking.
That's why I'm giving it a 6. And finally, the Niyl wow factor, 2 out of 10. This is so painful for me to listen to. Does not wow me. I get that the Irish public loves this. I fucking hate this. And yeah, after this very harsh ranking, the song Like a Party gets a combined average of 2.33.
There's no message, there's no fun, there's no dance, there's no sophistication, there's no decency.
And to remember that last year we got fucking Bambie Thug, and now we have this from the same country. Last thoughts on this. On everything. Emmy is Norwegian. She participated in MGP before. She wanted to participate in MGP again.
I'd really like to stay around for quite a long time.
The only reason why she didn't go to MGP was because she got rejected from it. One of the people that worked on the track lives in Ireland. They're not Irish. They worked on the track and they live in Ireland. So they were just like, you know what? This song got rejected of MGP, but you know who might love this? The Irish public. It might win that weak-ass national final that Eurosong is. Why don't submit it? And the worst part is, Emmy proved that that is true. She did win it with an MGP reject song.
It is tragedy.
This completely ruins the trajectory of Ireland in this competition. If they sent like Powerplay or Niyl, they would have been like, oh, okay, Ireland is entering this era of sending like dark songs of quality that are dark horses with amazing performances in the actual show in May that qualify for the final and get a nice result. This is over. This is over.
I am out.
And the worst part is I'm scared that because Emmy won Eurosong only because she submitted the song after it got rejected from MGP, I'm scared that Eurosong and the Irish national final will turn into San Marino 2.0, where artists from all over Europe send their reject songs that did not make it to other national finals.
Over my dead body. Yeah, whatever.
I have been to Ireland more times than the Irish representative for them at Eurovision.
I have to laugh. I'm sorry. This is so ridiculous.
Stay tuned. Gotham submits a song to Eurosong 2026 and potentially wins. Could you imagine if I did that? Maybe. People love to mention how this landslided the televote. and how the Irish public loves it. The Irish public does love it. And they did choose this, that is true. That does not make me obligated to like the song.
And that is the truth of the matter.
I don't give a fuck if the Irish public loves this. I don't love it.
Done.
That's not.
I think I said like one or two nice things about this, and that's enough. I don't have anything else. And I'm gonna answer to what a lot of you are maybe wondering. Do I think this is the biggest downgrade in Eurovision history? This is the biggest downgrade in Eurovision history. This is not what Irish fans deserve.
And that is the truth of the matter.
You guys deserved better. You have better artists. You have a great music scene. I love Ireland. I love Irish music so much.
I love Greece! I love Greece!
Why did you do this? Why did you do this? Just send something of substance that can be built on. This cannot be built on. You can change the staging for it, that's for sure, but is it gonna become a polished, amazing track with wonderful message and meaning behind it? No, no. And I want to enjoy Ireland, and I cannot enjoy it this year.
You took away what was rightfully mine.
I wish Ireland all the best. Actually, you know what? I don't wish you guys all the best. I hope you don't qualify.
Fuck you!
With that in mind, thank you for coming to this edition of God I'm Hating on Everything and Everyone for 30 minutes straight. I promise the next video is gonna be more exciting, more fun, hopefully more positive.
If only that was true.
We have a lot of entries to cover, but I'm very happy that you joined me. I hope you liked our lovely episode.
Well, no,
Of course, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell. You would help me a lot. You would make me very happy after this awful episode. And you can join our family. We have a lot of things coming up. And additionally with that, I'm not only on YouTube. You can follow me on my social media. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm very, very active on there. I share my thoughts on everything, make stupid jokes, all that fun stuff. You can do that. You can also follow me on Instagram, where it's a little more personal, my everyday life outside of this chaos, outside of this madness. So if you want to see my non-Gotham life, you can go over and follow me.
DevonAdoramiWooWooBlogs.com.
With that in mind, thank you so much for coming. It was Gotham. It was my pleasure to have you around this time, and see you all very, very soon.